Hi Flosstube, I'm Pam. Welcome to my channel. This is Flosstube number 43 and today is Monday, August 23rd. I'm gonna look at my notes. Yep, it's the 23rd. I can't believe we're already this far into August. Like, I feel like it was yesterday and I was planning out my summer and now my summer is almost gone. Anyway, welcome. I'm glad you're here. If you're new, I hope you stay a while. And if you're a returning viewer, thanks so much for coming back. I know there's a lot of Flosstube options out there now. It feels like there's a new Flosstuber every day. Sorry. So I appreciate you stopping by to check out my video. Yeah, and if you're new to Flosstube altogether and you're like, what the heck is Flosstube? Mostly it's about cross stitch, the hobby of cross stitch. Yeah, so there's that. Probably gonna be a little bit out of sorts today just because I feel like I did not do a lot of planning for this video. And it's probably gonna be really fast. I don't have a lot of stuff to show. But I like to film on Mondays and we're gonna get it done. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, so first I wanna say a big thank you to everyone who reached out to me yesterday and this morning and kind of checking in to see how we made it through the storm. Rhode Island and Connecticut and Massachusetts, the coastal part of Massachusetts, experienced a tropical storm yesterday, Tropical Storm Henri. And the southern part of Rhode Island got hit pretty good. So, but it was not as bad as we thought it was going to be. So yay for that. We did not have as bad of a storm surge as they were forecasting. And that's always a good thing. And yeah, we didn't lose power. It was a nice stitchy day for me anyway. So thank you. Thank you for checking in. What do I want to talk about? Stitch Together info. Technically we should be having one this Thursday because it's the 4th Thursday of the month. If you are new here, I host a Zoom Stitch Together. For anyone who is stitching, wow, my throat is like really itchy or something. This is a Coca-Cola. It's not like a grown-up drink. And it's raining. I'm filming much earlier than I normally do. We're gonna take a side story because I've been all over the place today. Normally I film around like 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Mondays and it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Hence the comment that this is not a grown-up drink. It's a Coca-Cola, which, I mean, frankly, I shouldn't be drinking at 9 o'clock in the morning either, but I didn't get a coffee this morning, so. And now it's raining. Yeah. Fantastic. Not that there's anything wrong with rain. Okay, back to Flosstubes. I host a Hawkhorn Hollow Stitch Together on Zoom the 2nd and 4th Thursdays of the month for anybody who is stitching a Hawkhorn Hollow pattern. If you are stitching a Hawkhorn Hollow pattern and you're like, how do I get in on this? What you do is you fill out the Hawkhorn Hollow Google form in my description box, and then the day before, sometimes the morning of, but the day between 12 and 24 hours before the scheduled Stitch Together, I'll send out an email with a link to the Zoom. We're not having one this week. All of that to say we're not having one this week. I have a commitment Thursday, so I am not able to host. That being said, if for some reason that gets canceled and I am able to, I will send out an email Thursday morning and just hope that people that can make it can make it. It'll be a last minute thing, but plan on not having one this week. So, which means the next scheduled Stitch Together is going to be Thursday, September 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Okay. I know that I said originally that I was going to do the second and fourth Thursdays through the summer and we would reassess in the fall. I am not ready to reassess. I'm not sure what my fall is going to look like yet. So we're going to keep the schedule the same, at least through September. I also want to remind everyone who has been feeling a little left out because they're not stitching a Hawkhorn Hollow, that I will be starting a new Stitch Together. We're going to keep Hawkhorn Hollow, but we might drop it down to once a month. And I'm going to be adding a Fancy Folk Stitch Together. So if you are stitching Mirabilia or Nora Corbett or Bella Filipino or any of those large fancy, I'm going to say fancy folk because I know that there are a few fancy men out there. So if you have any questions about what I mean by fancy folk, you can always email me or reach out to me on Instagram and be like, hey, does this count? And I can tell you whether I think it's a fancy folk. But so like, the big fairies, the big fancy folk, think Mirabilia-like. We're going to be starting that in November. I don't have a schedule for it yet, but if you want to start planning that, or you are thinking, oh, I would like to join in on that, but I haven't kitted something up yet, now's the time to do it. I will be starting Princess Eliana by Mirabilia in November. Okay, we're going to jump right into whips because this is going to be a super fast one. I think we're going to be under 30 minutes today. On Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I worked on the Pixels That Made Us by Pixstitch. It's on 16 count white Aida, and it's going to spell out gamer. I'm working on the R. I had a question on one of my earlier videos this week because this was a charity chart that benefited Child's Play. And what you did is you made a donation to Child's Play and you emailed that receipt over to Justin at Pixstitch. I don't know how he's doing it now that the actual stitch along is over, but the question that somebody had asked me was, did you have to donate to get every piece of the stitch along? And the answer was no. It was a one-time donation. And at this point, you wouldn't be getting weekly emails because the stitch along is over. I imagine if you can still get the chart that you'd get the whole thing at once. I do not know this for sure. I am going to link the information, like where you can reach Justin, in my description box. I think the best way to get information on this now is to follow up with him. So here's where I'm at. I'm working on the R. And I made a good amount of progress down here. This is where I've been working since you've seen it last. So I finished this part of the R. I think I was like up in here the last time you saw it. So that got finished. And then I started up this way. So I was pleased. I mean, it's coming along a lot slower than when I was stitching it back in March and April and May. But it will be done for Christmas. I'm happy with my progress. Let me get it back in its bag. Move the whole bag over here. Okay. Then I worked on my small for the retreat I'm going to in November, and I'm not showing that. So that brings us to A Year at Hawkhorn Hollow by Carriage House Stamplings. And I am currently working on the September block. So that's what it's going to look like. I am doing mine on 40 count Legacy by Picture This Plus, 1 strand over 2. And I'll show you, in case you're seeing my video for the first time, this is all of what I've stitched so far. So it's kind of a little higgledy-piggledy. I've got January, February, and March completely done, and June. I've started April. I'm working on September. I've started November, and I have the block for December. It makes no sense. It is what it is. So I got the first corn done. I'm gonna get it up close. See if you can see it. I'm so excited. So first corn cob is finished. There's a possibility I could have this done by the end of October, this block. And then I will have met, my goal was to get 3 blocks finished this year. And so I got the March block finished, the June block finished, and if I get September finished, I will have met my goal and I will be very pleased. I thought that I wanted to get this, like my plan now is to get this done by the end of 2022. I'm starting to think it might be the end of 2023. It's okay. I enjoy stitching on it when it's out. It's just, I'm finding that I don't love 40 count, and I especially do not love Picture This Plus 40 count. It's just the weave is too tight, and I think I need to go up a level in my reading glasses. Like I do a 1-time magnification. I think I need like a 1.5. So yeah, because I'm okay stitching 40 count on other fabrics. Like I did a piece on 40 count vintage country mocha, and that was fine. My next project that I'm going to show is 40 count seraphim fabric, and while it's not as easy as the vintage country mocha was, it's still better than the Picture This Plus. But I find that my happy place is 36 count. I like to stitch 1 strand over 2 on 36 count. These are the things you find out the longer you stitch. My happy place used to be 32 count because I didn't think I could do 36 or 40. And now I don't love 32 count as much. Like I don't love that bulky look of 2 over 2. I wonder what 1 over 2 on 30, if it will be too spacey. Like, I don't know. Anyway, this is not what I meant to talk about today. So then on Sunday I stitched on my temperature tree, which I'll show not next week, but the week after. Because I only show it the first Flosstube of every month. And then because Henri was coming through, I thought I would get out the Nantucket Girl sampler, which I have not stitched on since I started it in May. So this is the Nantucket Girl sampler by Plumstree Samplers. And I thought it was appropriate for yesterday. Now, the little saying here is kind of about a gal who she wants to marry a sailor because she loves him when he's there, but she's, also enjoys her freedom and independence when he goes off to sea. And I thought a sampler about sailors off to sea would be a good day for a hurricane. Yeah. And then I think I'm going to change some things in here. And I wanted to know more about Eliza Brock. There's a little note on the back by Paulette Stewart, who is the designer for Plumstree, who said, the inspiration for this sampler came after reading Nathaniel Philbrick's In the Heart of the Sea, in which he recounts the events of the whale ship Essex and how it was rammed and sunk by a sperm whale. In his book, the author quotes a verse found in the diary of Nantucket Islander Eliza Brock. So that's where this verse comes from, is this poem that was in Eliza Brock's diary. So I wanted to know who Eliza Brock was, because I was drawn to the Nantucket Girl sampler as well, because I have a family line that traces back to Nantucket. So my ancestor Zimri or Zimri, I've heard it pronounced both ways, Robinson. In my head, I always call him Zimri Robinson, was born on Nantucket. And then his sons were sailors. I don't know if he was a sailor because I haven't been able to find that information. But so I was drawn to this sampler because I have a Nantucket connection. And then I wanted to know who Eliza Brock was. So on the Nantucket Historical Society, you can find out more about, on their website, you can find out more about Eliza Brock. And she was married to a captain. And she went off on an adventure on his sailboat and wrote his like big boat. It wasn't like a little sailboat. They went all over the place in this ship called the Lexington, I think. And she kept a diary, which would be interesting to read. I wonder if you can. But anyway, in the back of the diary was this poem called the Nantucket Girls. No, is that what it was called? I have no idea if that's what it's called. Anyway, I don't think Eliza Brock wrote the poem. I think in her travels, from what I read on the Historical Society's website, she received the poem from somebody she met on one of the islands, like a wife of another captain or something like that. And it was tucked away in the back of her diary. Anyway, I found it a little bit fascinating. So I am going to switch some things. I haven't even showed you what I stitched yet. Sorry. I am going to change some things though. I don't think Essex is the boat that the sperm whale rammed. I don't care about that. So I'm probably going to take Essex out and fill in this information with, I think, something like maybe Zimri Robinson's wife's name will go here. And then I might take out 1821 because that means nothing to me. And I might put like a year that has to do with someone in my family. I might leave Eliza Brock on there because I think that story is fascinating. Anyway, what did I do yesterday? I'm going to apologize for the lighting. It's gotten very, very, very dark outside and I can't control that. This is getting stitched on 40 count Thesby, I think, by Seraphim Fabrics. And you probably are not gonna be able to tell on my camera, but it's a really nice neutral, which has a lot of like little like blush pink modeling, which I think is gonna look really great with the colors that are in this, because there's some like pinks in there and it's gonna be pretty. Anyway, yesterday, here's where I'm at. Not a whole lot, but I got this plant done. And I'm fascinated by this. So you have like these sort of red and gray flowers, but then you have a black one over here. It's strange, but I like it. And then this is going to be a windmill. And I started working on that. So that was my Sunday stitching. I don't know if it's going to be the whole length of this. It's pretty big though, so it might be. This is, actually it probably will be, because this line right here, this was a center start. So this is exactly half. So it will probably take up a good portion of this fabric. And that's all I worked on. That's it. I have no haul. I was really good this week. That's not true, but it's gonna take a while for the stuff I did buy to get to me. I have been sucked into, Bendy Stitchy, Michelle Garrett, does live sales on YouTube where she destashes, and I love them. First of all, they're a relaxing couple of hours. They're a relaxing way to spend a couple of hours. I settle in my chair with my stitching and I can listen to the live sale, and then she'll show something and you type in the word. And so just because you want to buy it doesn't mean you can buy it, because there's only one and everybody wants it. So she does this thing where everybody types in the keyword, and then her software that she uses randomly picks a winner. So it's not like a first person to get the word in wins. It's much more fair. So anyway, I purchased several things from her last 2 live sales, and those will be coming in at some point. So I shouldn't say I didn't buy anything this week, because I did. I just don't have it yet. Yeah, okay. That's it. That's not it. That's it for whips. First off, I'd like to say that everybody who said that we were all stitchy goddesses in my comments last week, like, you're so right. We are all stitchy goddesses. So last week I did a giveaway for my 2,000 subscribers, and I was giving away a shirt to 2 people. So there's going to be 2 winners. I cannot get my thoughts together today. We're going to start this over. Last week was my 2,000 subscriber giveaway. I am giving away a shirt to 2 winners from Stitchy Goddess Designs on Facebook. You needed to say the word goddess in your comment, and you needed to tell me which shirt was your favorite in order to win. Okay. Wow. I'm all of a sudden feeling super awkward. I don't know what that's about. Caffeine, hold on. Here we go. We had 2 winners. Lady Car Stitches and Cross My Stitches. So congratulations, ladies. What is going to happen is I'm going to email you with instructions on what to do next. Okay? I'm going to send that email right after I upload this video, so you may even get the email before you see this video to know that you won. So congratulations. It was very fun. That was a very fun giveaway. I enjoyed that a lot. I do not have a giveaway for this week. I think that I will do a giveaway again the first video in September. I've just got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and you know I'm bad at getting to the post office. So I'm gonna give myself a couple week breather, and we'll do another giveaway in September. Okay, I feel like there is 50,000 things I'm forgetting to talk about. I do a buy me a coffee link. So if you enjoyed this video, which frankly you probably did not this week because it does not feel like I was cohesive or on point or anything. But if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to buy me a coffee, I have a link down in my description box in which you click the link and it brings you to a website in which you can donate a coffee to me. I was using my coffees to buy flowers, and I don't even have, these are fake flowers this week. I don't even have fresh flowers this week because normally I pick up my groceries and my flowers on Monday morning, and that was not a thing this morning because of the storm yesterday. So I'm not doing those errands till tomorrow morning. So there are no flowers that are pretty, and I'm kind of missing them. But I'm also thinking that I'm gonna move to a flowering plant over here, and I'm not gonna be doing fresh flowers. So just moving into the fall and winter, I'm gonna do a little bit of a different background. So we won't have fresh flowers. So if you buy me a coffee, I will be using it to buy a coffee. Maybe some fancy floss. But it's a nice way if you feel like you'd like to support my channel to do it that way. Also, I completely forgot to put the link in the last 2 to 3 weeks because I'm a ding dong. Really, that's all what that boils down to. All right, so all I have left is my bird update. If you've been watching me, you know that I've got a little bit of a bird obsession going on in my backyard. And if you're new here, now you know. So I took my bird feeders down for the storm because they're expensive and I didn't want them to blow away. And my mom is calling me right now, so I'm hoping that doesn't do anything weird to my video. We're just gonna ignore it. Sorry, Mom, I'll call you back later. And my poor little birds, I was so sad. They kept coming to the pool and there was no feeder there, and it was breaking my heart. So I sprinkled food all over my cement walkway that leads out to my pool. And now it's they ate the bulk of it, but the seed I buy for my birds is coated in like cayenne pepper to deter the rodents. So now there's sort of like a cayenne pepper film on my cement walkway. I'm gonna have to hose that down. Maybe the rain right now will wash it away. But now the feeders are back up, and it is like, the amount of birds out there right now is wild. They're very excited to have their food back. Oriole is still coming. I'm still getting some hummingbirds. I'm very excited about that. Oh, you know what I got this past week? Let me know if you've ever seen anything like this. I had an albino house finch a few times this past week. It was very, very, very pale. So it was almost white. It might not have been an albino house finch, but it was a house finch, and it was with all the other house finches, and it was extremely pale. It didn't have the markings that the other house finches had. It did have a little bit of like a darker situation on its wings, but it was still like white. It was very white. And then it had red eyes and kind of a reddish beak. It was very strange. I have not seen it since the storm, but it was here pre-storm. Yeah. That's it. That's all I have. That's all I have this week. We're going to be under 30 minutes. It's a fast one. I will see you guys next Monday. And yeah, I know that I'm forgetting to talk about stuff that I wanted to talk about. That's okay. I'll write it down and get it next week. I hope everyone stays safe and healthy and has a wonderful week. And I will see you guys all next time. Bye.